Well, didn't we have a good day? Huh? Look at these. Well, this time of year there are a prolific amount of my favourite mushroom. And my favourite mushroom is the Blewit. Now we have two Blewits. We have a wood Blewit, this beautiful mauve colour, and then we have the field Blewit here, which is much more of a mundane variety. And so you can see from the top here what the wood Blewits look like, and then the field Blewits are not that grand. Now what I have is a whole bunch of the field Blewits, and the thing is about these Blewits, they are very dense and firm mushroom, and they have just a little bit of tinge of purple on the stipe, and they're dense, they are very, I don't know, what can you say, they're a solid mushroom. In comparison, we have the Blewit, and you can see this one's much more of a purple affair, and then when we turn them over, that's when you see the vast difference. The field Blewit the wood Blewit and the field Blewit. Now, under normal circumstances, if this was young, it would have the inturned lip like that, and they would look very much like this, and they would have beautiful lilac gills and a lilac stipe, but these are the next best thing to a wood Blewit, the field Blewit. And I have these in a whole array of variety. Just bring you down here. So we have they grow like this in bunches stuck together, you see, and they open out, you know, ultimately like that, starting off very penny bun type. That one, you know, that one looks, if this had no gills, then that would look very much like a set bolete. And so we had a right good field day today, and you see them growing out of the same stipe like this here. Very exciting to find them in all of their varying varieties of growth. Now that one actually, I'm not going to class that as the same one because there's no sign of any mauve on the stipe, and the gills are a little bit too broadly spread for my liking, so I'm going to put that one over there. So these they look a beautiful mushroom when you find them with those colours, and they're very tasty, and they're really great to have in stir fries and things like that. And I like to cook them whole like this because they keep their shape and consistency, and then they are nice and chewy when we consume them. So when we look then for identification purposes, we can see that some of them don't present to us anything like the mauve stipe that others do, like this one here for instance. You see that one? It's got more mauveness going on, but they're the same mushroom found in the same place, and just like I'm speaking about in one of my other videos, the variances of all of these things. Now here we have shaggy ink caps. They're edible, going to eat those. These ones are varying ages of the horse mushroom, and we can see under here remnants of that coggin that is so classic. We don't have much of it there, we have a whole lot more of it there, you see. Isn't that beautiful, that coggin that's going on? And so they're all found in the same region. So we've got these field blewits, which are edible, these shaggy ink caps, edible, the horse mushroom, edible, and then we have these here, and I think they're saffron milk caps, but I haven't scrutinised them heavily enough. But they are a beautiful find. They really, you see, when you look at the variances of the gills coming down to meet the stipe, well, you see that by the time they've lost this shape and they become more like a funnel shape, then they look like a different mushroom, don't they? So if I just stand you guys here and I turn you around, then we'll think, hang on, what have we got going on here? Could be different mushroom. This one is much more slender on the stipe, and this one's much more robust. This one is very orange, whereas this one isn't that orange. This one on the top is much more yellow and saffron, where this one isn't. But I think it would be very reasonable to assume they're the same variety of mushroom found in the same place, in the same conditions. So I have 4 of these, and these were the best quality. The other ones were going over. There are some that look a little bit similar like this, and so I'm going to be very heavily scrutinising them. And then I found this one. Now this one's very sticky, and when we turn it over we can see that it's not too dissimilar to this one underneath, other than the colour, how they have an inturned lip, and then the cap is very, you know, glossy, shiny. They're a pretty sturdy mushroom. They've got a, you know, solidity to them, and so don't know what that one can be, but I only found one of them, and so put that one back over there. These ones I'm pretty happy with what they are, and so looking through my books I see this here. This is a saffron milk cap. See that there? And these are all kind of like milk caps. They all tend to funnel up in maturity. Then over here we have this one, which also is pretty similar, isn't it? This one also a milk cap, and difficult to some of them are suspect, slightly poisonous, not edible. So this one's an edible, so it's a bit iffy with those. There's no reason why I would really want to try those, because they're not particularly appetizing. Well, they're too old and they've gone over. But I'm going to be slicing down a few of these now, so for those of you mycologists out there, it's always something that we do. And so I'll take this one, and it's very satisfying when we cut them in half, and then we can see how they are, looking at the shape of the cap and the gills and the colours and any signs of discoloration. There isn't on that one. Then by all accounts this mushroom should discolour slightly pink on cutting if it's a horse mushroom, which I'm pretty sure it is. And so most certainly it's not a yellow stainer, and so therefore as long as it's got brown gills it's an edible. And so we can see that it's got brown gills because this is how they are, like flesh-like and pinky when they're young, and they go brown when they get older. Just waiting to see if there's any discoloration. If I remember rightly, it's the horse mushroom that can tend to discolour a little bit pink. That one isn't, so I may be wrong on that. I'm going to have to check. Here we've got some buffing going on, which I think was because they were in the same bag as these saffron ink caps, and I don't know, I think it was probably that what was going on. And if I leave that a little bit longer we can see that it's probably going to go brown like that. And so that's nicely intact, beautiful. I think I'll take the end off. You know, it's always a good idea to see if there's any maggots in there, but these ones are beautiful and young and fresh, and so I always like to cut them because it feels so great, and because they're this size then they're going to need cutting to be cooked in any case. And we can see how pure they are in there, so they are beautiful, and there's no coloration, discoloration at all with those. And so then the shaggy ink cap, they're a very delicate mushroom, they just fall to pieces, so I tend just to cook them like they are, and they're very quickly just like sort of dissolve basically, so I won't be messing them around too much. And then well, I think you guys will be pretty sure with what that one is if you know anything about mushrooms, but yeah, it looks like a saffron milk cap to me. Aha, and then this will be a good indication because it is white inside and only orange on the outside, and so that will tell us something about these. So when I read up about them, look how that's going, really beautiful and bright orange. What do they smell like? A little bit like meal, a little bit like damp flour, like a St. George's mushroom. And so this one here, this one is a beauty, and I'm gonna see, when you look at these you can see they're proper firm, aren't they? They're proper rubbery, and if I threw this on the ground it'll bounce. So we've got them. Well, the only one then I've not really identified, I think, is this one here, which is very slimy and sticky, and we can see that the gills, they're kind of like a bit weird in that they've got some compromising going on in the centre. Just around here, all that stuff going on. So I'll do a little bit more research about that one because I'm intrigued about that. And then, well, I'm just going to be tidying them up, giving them a wash, cut them into cookable sizes, and you know, put them in the individual Tupperware, and look forward to munching on some of those. The Blewits, I'm going to have a prawn stir fry with strip pasta, garlic, chilli and ginger, and I'll let you know how they go. Alrighty, catch you guys later.